Hi, welcome to Russell Rice Reviews. Tonight we are reviewing Highland Park 12. So this is a 12-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey, 40% ABV in this sophisticated looking 700 ml bottle. So the name Highland Park, so that's the name of the distillery, right? Highland Park. The category of the whiskey is Island. Island there. Island whiskey. So there's another region, Scotch region, that's called Highland, but that's not where this is from. Historically, yeah, maybe, but now they have their own category. So it's an island Scotch distilled on the Orkney Islands in Scotland. There. So Highland Park whiskey, category Island, not Highland there. Totally not confusing. Now, before we start, I'd like to mention that there is, again, liquor ban being implemented in my city. Now, I don't know if there is data that supports its implementation, but here we are. I'm just saying, I think it's like most things that this government does, it's a failure because most it's just a mild inconvenience. If anybody wants to get liquor at this time, they can. All right, so we have online liquor stores now, and they operate still. God bless them, right? But I'm just saying, the government needs to have more strength, more teeth when it comes to implementing, these policies. Yeah. But anyway, let's not get political. All right, let's just get to drinking. But people do get political though, when they're drunk, right? Looks nice, doesn't it? All right, so yeah, people get political when they're drunk. Usually, in typical Filipino drinking sessions. Right, so it starts with people talking in English. Then the topic goes to religion, then politics, then someone cries. Someone throws up. Next, horny people start disappearing in pairs. Somebody breaks a bottle, somebody cleans it up, and everybody who can still walk goes home. That's the usual progression. But yeah, politics is definitely part of it. All right, now let's inspect Highland Park visually. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, let me show you this. So we bought the whiskey last month, I think, and we were lucky enough to, get this edition. So you should see these two, holes, compartments here on the top of the box. So that is where they put these two tiny glasses that came free with the whiskey there. All right. What else can we learn from here? So the description is an intensely balanced single malt Scotch whiskey, a perfect harmony of aromatic smoky peat and the flavors of sweet heather honey and rich fruitcake. Smooth, full and rounded, it's a whiskey that truly stands apart. Right, and they also talk a bit about sharing here. Our Viking ancestors placed a high value on hospitality and fully expected their generosity to be repaid. So, tempting as it might be to keep this bottle of Viking honor all to yourself, we've thoughtfully provided two glasses engraved with our Viking code to let you share the warmth of Highland Park with a friend. Let's hope they repay you handsomely. Yeah, I don't think I'll be sharing this bottle with anybody. All right, there's more here. See? 2 glasses, no excuses. Show some Viking hospitality. They're big on sharing, aren't they? All right. So anyway, there the box. The box looks like this. Yeah. All right. So they mentioned something about smoky or aromatic smoky peat, and as soon as I poured some earlier, I could, already smell the smoky peat that they mentioned. So there's a lot, but it's not just smoke. So they said something about fruitcake. Yeah, I kind of get that. I don't know though if it really is there, or it's just the power of suggestion that's working, on my mind right now. There, but yeah, I totally get the fruitcake. Oh, by the way, this whiskey, Highland Park, is aged in both ex bourbon casks and ex sherry casks. Now, most scotches are matured or aged in ex bourbon casks. Right? So when bourbon casks are used, they sell them to other distillers because you can only use bourbon cask once for bourbon, but you can of course sell that to other companies who distill spirits. All right, so most scotches, as I was saying, are aged in ex-bourbon casks. So that's why for some whiskeys you get some bourbon characteristics. The vanilla, the sugary sweetness there. Here, since Highland Park is aged in both, well, first I think ex-bourbon and then 2 ex-sherry casks. So it has some characteristics of bourbon, and it also has some characteristics of sherry. What's sherry, guys? So I did some reading because I've never tried sherry. So sherry is wine, or, well, to be exact, a fortified wine. So when you say fortified wine, it's wine and it's fortified, yeah, with distilled spirit. So for example, let's say you have wine and then you put some brandy in there, for example, then that's, well, an oversimplification, sure, but that's what sherry is. So fortified wine. So this actually smells a bit like wine. Yeah, it's malty. It smells like, sure, there's the malty characteristic, but there's something in it that would remind you of wine. And so it smells really nice, is what I'm saying. The maltiness here reminds me of all malt beer. So it's really nice, is what I'm saying. It smells really good. All right. So yeah, you know what? Okay. I think nah, all right. I think I'm smelling some. Yeah, the smell of beer is kind of getting stronger. All right. Anyway, before we continue with the nosing, all right. So let's go back to inspecting this visually. All right. So it's a nice color, right? So they're eye-catching, inviting color, and by the way, all natural. So they didn't add any color here. Okay, so this is Highland Park's natural color. So unlike most scotches, so for most scotches they add some color to it. I don't know, maybe to make it look more appealing. But for some, like this one, Highland Park, this is all natural. So how do you know if it's all natural, right? So they announce that fact. They are happy to tell people that their whiskey is uncolored there. So distillers are proud of that. So I found that information on their website there. So they're, yeah, happy to let people know. You know, kind of like how you know if somebody has a PhD, or how you know if somebody's vegan, right? They will tell you, right? So it's like this. So they tell people that this is all natural. It just is. It looks nice, in my opinion. You know, it's like the bottle's telling you, "Drink me, I'm amazing." There. All right. So going back, right, malty, smells like wine. I get some smoke, some sugar as well. Right. Yeah, fruitcake, like what they said on the box. Yeah, you will get some of that too. Let's get to drinking. Wow. For a 40% ABV scotch, that was pretty intense. So it fights you there. That's what I'm saying. So if you like your drink like that, it's good. So yeah, it's not alcohol burn though. It's just intense. It's spicy. Yeah, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Then it gets replaced by sweetness. It kind of reminds me of cognac, actually. I don't know why. Let's take another swig. Mouthfeel is significant. It's oily. It's not thin, you know, which is really great. It matches what you get from the nose initially, although I would say it's a little more intense than what you would expect, you know, from smelling it. All right, so again, it's strongly spicy. There's some sweetness. The mouthfeel is great, and for some reason it reminded me of cognac. There. The finish is not very long, all right? It leaves a sweetness in your mouth, and that's it. But it doesn't last very long. Unlike if you've tried, for example, Ardbeg or Talisker, you know, the aftertaste there is, or the finish rather, is a little longer than this. Overall, you know, pretty good. And it's just this is less than 3,000 pesos, by the way. So I think we got this for just 2,700 there. If you look hard enough, you might even get this at just 2,400 pesos. They're pretty good. Very nice. So, if you're looking for something that smells really good, really complex, and something that does not go down without a fight, you know, if you want something a little rough, there, get this. But be warned, the finish is not that long, you know. But you know, overall, man, this is this is a pretty good scotch, right? And yeah, almost half of it is gone, I think. There. All right. So just to summarize, this is somewhere between the sweet and fruity Highland malts and the smoky, salty Isla malts. So there, it's somewhere in the middle. So if you are, let's say, looking to, well, if you mostly drink, for example, just Highland scotches, and you want to try something else, then this would be a nice place to start, because Highland scotches usually don't have that smoky characteristic, right? But this one has it. Not as intense as Islay whiskeys, but there is some there, all right, which I think would be a good introduction. Yeah. All right, great value, guys. Try this. All right, I don't know how to end these things, so bye.